Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you don't, and consider subscribing if you're new. We're going to go ahead and start off with the car sitting here behind me. This is the Dinka Jester Classic, and it is one of 3 vehicles that have had drift tuning added to them as an upgrade within the LS car meet, which is really cool. This was actually announced when the last DLC came out, or before it came out, actually, as a matter of fact. That these vehicles were going to be getting drift tuning, and the vehicles are as follows. Of course, we have the Jester Classic sitting here in front of us, but we also have the OG Karen Futo, which I know a lot of people are going to be really excited about, and of course we also have the Rune Cheburek, which is the car that is probably most known for having cardboard upgrades available for it. Like, you can put a cardboard spoiler on it, which is kind of hilarious. But anyways, those vehicles have had drift tuning added to them, which is really cool. Very happy to see that finally in the game. I thought that was going to come out with the DLC, but of course we got it drip fed to us, so I guess that there's new content this week in GTA Online, I guess. As with the previous week and the week before that, we also had the Lunar New Year stuff going on for the remainder of this week, so that's kind of cool. If you guys are interested for it, there's some new stunt races and things like that. They're on triple money and triple RP still. Now, alongside the new drift cars, we've also had new drift races added into GTA Online, and this week, if you compete in 3 of those events, you'll get a bonus $100,000 for the weekly challenge, which is pretty cool. We've had running back added into GTA Online yet again. This is a pretty fun game mode. It's kind of similar to the Manhunt game mode that me and my friends play here on YouTube, which is pretty cool. So this is kind of neat to see. It's also on double money and double RP for the remainder of this week, which is nice. We've also got drift races on double money and double RP for the remainder of the week, which is pretty sweet. And we also have triple money and triple RP on new community series jobs like Cara a Cara Rapidissimo 2. For example. Now, additionally, we also have double money and double RP on LS tags for the remainder of this week, as well as exotic exports. So yeah, nothing too amazing, but I have heard the LS tags bonus is kind of good. Do with that information what you will. For higher level players, people that have businesses and everything like that, just run your regular businesses or play another game or whatever you're going to do. For lower level players, I would definitely recommend trying out the new community series jobs that are on triple money and triple RP. It's going to get you some money fairly quick. They should be populated, and it's going to get your level up a little bit faster than it otherwise would, which is good. Now, of course, it's time to get into the discounts this week, so let's hop onto the websites. Starting off on the Dynasty 8 real estate website. Unfortunately, I can't actually show it to you because I already own it, but we have the Eclipse Boulevard Garage, which is going to show up somewhere around here on your map, I would say. It is going for 30% off this week, which is a pretty good discount. It's a 50 car garage, so that's pretty nice. On Legendary Motorsport, we got the Ubermacht Cypher for sale. This is a drift tunable car, and it's also part of the Los Santos Tuners DLC, meaning that it has a ton of extra customization and that it can also be raced in the Tuners subcategory of races that exist in GTA Online. It's based off of a BMW M2, and for $813,750 if you have the trade price, I would say you should absolutely have an Ubermacht Cypher. Now, if you don't have the trade price, it's going to be around $1.1 million, which is still not a bad price. Overall, the Cypher is an awesome car. I think it's a really fun one for free mode, and being that it has the drift tuning available for it as well, I think that it is a pretty worthy pickup. Alongside the Cypher, we also have the Dinka Jester RR, a little bit more expensive, but also 30% off for the remainder of the week. This is another Tuners DLC car, so you can put the drift tuning on it, and you can use it in the Tuners subcategory of races, and both these cars can also be stanced, by the way, I should also say. Plus, the missile lock-on jammer is available for the Jester RR, so if that interests you, that is an added bonus for the Jester. Now, the Jester is 200 grand more than the Ubermacht Cypher. Without the trade price here, I'm going to say this is going to be around $1.3 million, which is still not a terrible price, especially if you're interested in the Jester RR. Between the two of them, I would say the Jester has a little bit more utility. However, I do think the Cypher is a much better looking car, but still, both of them are good. If you can afford both of them, I'd say get both this week. But if you can only afford one, I do think there's a little bit more value in the Jester, being that it has the missile lock-on jammer for it, and it's got the drift tuning as well. like the Ubermax Cypher has. In the four-door section on Legendary Motorsport, we have the Enis Cognoscenti discounted this week, and it is 50% off, which is really cool. Now, unfortunately, this does not count for the armored version. The armored version is its regular price, which is $558,000, which is too much money, in my opinion. I would not buy the armored version. The regular version for $127,000, though, is not too bad. If you want like a Maybach style vehicle, I think the Cognoscenti is pretty cool for that. Another fun fact about the Cognoscenti is that in first person, you'll actually not hear that much outside noise from inside the car, which is pretty sweet. That is something that is pretty cool about the Enis Cognoscenti cars, something that's notable with them, more so on them than any other car in GTA Online. So that is pretty cool. It does give you that little luxurious feeling when you're driving in first person, which is not that often probably for most people, but for 127k, I mean, you kind of can't go wrong with it. I'd say buy one for 127 grand. Moving over to the Southern San Andreas Super Autos, we have the Fathom FR36 available this week, also 30% off. It's going for just over $1.1 million, down from its usual $1,610,000 price tag. I feel like for this price, this thing is actually kind of a steal. It is one of the best coupes in the entire game. It's actually second in the game to the Anis Euros X32, and with HSW, that car is insanely fast, but the Fathom FR36 is still a really good car in the coupes category. Plus, it also has the drift tuning available for it, and it's based off of an Infiniti G35, which is kind of a cool car in real life. I think for this price, the FR36 is worth picking up for most people, and if you just want a simple drift car, I do think that this one has a little bit of an edge over the Ubermax Cypher and the Dinka Jester RR. I'd say the Cypher and this thing are very comparable, but the Jester RR, I would say, is kind of a little bit worse, like just slightly, but it is personal preference based, obviously. So you might like the Jester RR more than this thing, for example. I think it's a pretty good car. I think you should probably buy one if you got the money for it. However, we also have the Karen Futo GTX discounted this week. It's almost the same price as the Ubermax Cypher. Is it the same price? Wait a minute. It's not the same price. It's a little more expensive than the Cypher. However, I do think that the Karen Futo GTX is the best drift car in GTA Online for everybody because it is relatively small, which means you're not going to hit cars very much. And of course, as the drift tuning available for it, plus as the missile lock-on jammer available for it. So that's pretty cool. I think if you want a drift car in GTA Online, the Karen Futo GTX is the one you should buy this week. It is absolutely awesome at drifting. However, with the new Karen Futo with the drift on it, it might actually be better and you might save yourself a ton of money. So maybe hold off on this thing just yet and wait till we get some reviews of the new drift cars in GTA Online. But this thing is pretty solid, so I wouldn't say, you know, to stay away from it. It's a pretty good car. We also do, of course, have the Volcar Nebula Turbo discounted this week by 30% off. This thing is super cheap. However, I do feel like it is the worst drift car out of the ones that are on sale this week. The Nebula Turbo just does not feel that consistent to me when I'm drifting. I also don't really love the car. The customization, though, is really, really good, so that is something to note with it. But I feel like out of the drift cars that are available this week, that are on sale, everything like that, I feel like the Nebula Turbo is easily the worst. Now, a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me in the comment section on that. That's fine, but I do not think this thing is super worth buying. And if you don't want to put drift tuning on this car, it's a complete pile of shit. Not gonna lie. So I would say avoid the Volcar Nebula Turbo this week. It is not that good of a car. The Rune Cheburek, which also got the drift tuning on it today, is on sale this week as well. 30% off, going for $101,500. Now, I would say for this price, this car is probably worth picking up no matter what. It's based off of a Lada, which I think is pretty cool. It's got the missile lock-on jammer available for it, and of course the drift tuning. So this thing's pretty solid, plus the customization for it is awesome if you want to make like a little meme car. Now, in terms of making a really good-looking car, I don't think the Cheburek's necessarily the best, but for $101,500, you cannot go wrong with buying a Cheburek. So I would absolutely advise you to this week. I think this is a pretty solid car for the money. And ending things off on Elitist Travel with the biggest piece of shit of the week, we got the Joe-built Mamatus, based off of a Cessna in real life, I do believe it is. And in game, this thing is unbelievably slow and miserable to fly. It's barely fast enough to get off the ground, I swear to God. It is really, really bad. For 150k, I don't think they could pay me 150k to have a Mamatus. I absolutely hate this plane. You will too. Don't worry about that. You will absolutely hate this thing if you buy it. If you want to buy it though, if you do want to buy it, I would encourage you to go to the airport in Los Santos, and I'll show you guys right about where they spawn. They spawn like somewhere right around, I want to say it's in front of this hangar. They will spawn, and I would encourage you to go and fly one before you spend 150 grand on one, because you will be disappointed with that $150,000 loss that you are going to take. Plus, it's a Pegasus vehicle. Now, you can take it to your hangar, I do believe, and change the color of it, but there's no performance upgrades whatsoever. So don't worry about that. Don't buy Mimetis for the love of God. Within the casino, we have the Lampadati Komoda available to be won this week, and I swear this thing was on the podium like not that long ago, or if it wasn't on the podium, it was in the car meet. But anyway, it's available in the casino if you want to try to win it. It is a really cool car. It's based off of the Alfa Romeo Giulia in real life. It's pretty fast. It sounds really, really good. The customization's pretty nice. I think it's a good looking car. I would say try to win it if you can. Within the LS car meet, we have the Progen Itali GTB available to be won. And in order to win it, you're gonna have to place top 3 for 3 days in a row, which is a really, really easy challenge. This car goes for over $1.1 million on the Benny's website, and it is also upgradable with a Benny's upgrade to a wide body kit and race car variant of itself, which is pretty sweet. So I would definitely say you should try to win this thing this week. It's a pretty easy challenge, and it's a pretty good car. Within the car meet, we have 3 removed vehicles here. We have the Ubermacht SC1 on the left. We also have the Anna Silvestra in the middle and the Vapid FMJ on the right. The Vapid FMJ is going for $1.75 million, which I think is too much money for it, because I think that if you are going to buy an FMJ, you should probably buy it on discount. However, it is removed, so if you do want it, it is available this week. We also have the Anna Silvestra here in the middle. It's going for $990,000, which I also think is way too expensive for what you're getting. However, it does have some nice customization, whereas the FMJ does not. The FMJ has like nothing you can do to it. The Anna Silvestra actually has quite a bit. And then of course we have the Ubermacht SC1, which I think is, oof, it's kind of dreadful looking. I really don't like how the SC1 looks. However, performance-wise it's okay, but for $1,603,000, I think you're kind of getting scammed. So I would say probably don't buy any of the cars in the car meet unless you desperately want them because they're removed. But I would say wait for a sale if you really do want them, because a sale price is going to be a lot better than paying full price for any of these cars, because none of them are overly remarkable in any sort of way. They're just removed. So keep that in mind. Within Simeon's, we got a bunch of cars that are available in the game, so there's nothing really too special, and I've kind of already talked about most of them, but we have the Ubermacht Cypher here. I'm not going to say it again. This livery is not exclusive, in case you were wondering. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about them again because I already said my feelings on it. But we got the Ubermacht Cypher in here. We got the Rune Cheburek in here as well. We have the Fathom FR36 and the Benefactor Vorschlag Hammer, which is not a bad car, and I haven't talked about it yet, so I will talk about this one. It's based off the Mercedes Hammer in real life, which is pretty cool. It goes for $1,811,000. However, if you do buy it on the website, it will be a little bit cheaper than that, so that's something to note. It'll be $1,790,000. The reason that it's more expensive is because it's factoring in the livery price. So if you like the livery, I mean, yeah, but you can also buy it for like 20 grand cheaper and just figure out if you want to livery yourself or not. But yeah, that's something that is available this week. It also has drift tuning available for it, so that's kind of cool. It is one of the better drift cars in the game too, I will say that, but it's nothing special. You can buy it on the website anytime, so I wouldn't really focus on buying this car this week. And of course, we got the Karen Futo GTX, which I already talked about. We got some pretty riveting stuff here at Luxury Autos. We got the Balkan Envisage right here, guys. Amazing. So good to see it. And the Canis Terminus as well. So, you know, we really got some rare vehicles that are really hard to find. They're actually so hard to find that you can't go to the website and find them in 5 seconds. And I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing at Luxury Autos. Removed vehicles would have been cool to see in here, but as always, we got yeah, same old shit. These are the vehicles in the chop shop that are available to be stolen this week. They're all really, really expensive actually, which is pretty cool to see. Of course, we got the Fister Neon. This is going to be gotten by completing the Duggan robbery. We also have the Enos Paragon R, which is going to be got by completing the Gangbanger robbery. And of course, we got the Lampadati Corsita as well, and that's going to be available by completing the Podium robbery. But we got some good value in here this week, so if you're focused on your chop shop, I would definitely say you probably do these. These are pretty expensive cars, so that's cool. Within the Garment Factory this week, we got the Project Breakaway file as the priority file, so it's on double money. I've been requested to include the gun van every single week. Now, I'm not going to give you the location for, I mean, I guess I'll give you the location for it. It's in Sandy Shores right now. This is where it is on the map right now, but I'm not going to tell you the location every day. So if you're watching this on the day after it comes out, don't comment and tell me that the gun van's in a different location, because it changes daily. I don't know where it's going to be tomorrow, but this is the gun van this week, and these are the weapons that are available. We got the tactical SMG, which is an important one. That's pretty cool. Got the combat shotgun as well, the compact EMP launcher, the sniper rifle, the advanced rifle, the pool cue, and of course for throwables we got proximity mine, we got Molotovs, which is pretty sweet, so I'll go ahead and purchase some of those, and we got body armor in here as well. So that's what's in the gun van this week, and if you want me to continue doing this, comment a 4 in the comment section down below. Starting off with the RC Bandito time trial for today, we got Cypress Flats. Your junk energy time trial for today is Mirror Park. Your regular time trial is Galileo Park. And your HSW time trial is going to start here in East Vinewood, and it's going to end at Vespucci Beach. So anyway, guys, there you have it. That's been it for what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you learned something, leave a like. If not, dislike. Consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.